If you are a man on dating apps looking for women right now, I hope you know that you have virtually no competition.
Words spoken by someone who's never tried online dating as a regular dude to see what the experience is like for most guys. That said, she's right about the lack of effort some men put into their dating profiles when it comes to the quality of the photos they use and whatever else comes along with that. Still, it doesn't change the reality that most guys don't have any luck when it comes to online dating, no matter how much they try.
I hope you understand how little competition there is for you right now. I keep seeing the statistic thrown around, and these statistics are mostly misused. Like, I've looked at the articles, people are not interpreting these well, but people say, oh my gosh, women only swipe right on the same 10% of men, and that's why people can't match up properly, is because women's standards are too high, and they're all going after the same, top tier of high quality men. And I know that's incel shit, and mostly people are not talking about that in good faith.
The statistics from what I've seen look pretty standard to me, and you don't have to be an incel to notice this sort of stuff. I mean, data that OkCupid collected showed that women rate 80% of men as being below attractive, which wasn't the case for men when they were judging how attractive women were. There's nothing new or shocking about this, as women are wired to find the best possible mate, because back in the day, it would have increased their chances of survival. While this isn't the kind of thing that a lot of women like to hear, men are coming to the realization that love isn't anything like what's shown in the movies. It's much more brutal than that. In any case, if you want to see that OkCupid study for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description.
But if you have heard that, if you're a guy who's heard that and felt discouraged by it because you're being told by these horrible influencers that you don't have a shot because you have to be perfect and have to be everything, I'd love to share with you that when I hear that statistic, I think that sounds high.
And yet, being someone who's done online dating in the past with moderate success, and believe me, that took a lot of effort. I've seen guys who've been able to clean up on apps like Tinder, and this isn't a secret. I'm sure a lot of guys know someone who women seem to flock to on dating apps, so people aren't just talking out of their ass when they point out the fact that online dating is a terrible experience for your average guy. Whenever I share my views about dating apps, it's not to make men feel worthless or anything like that. It's to wake them up to the fact that they do much better out in the real world. While women only wanting the top 10% sounds high to the woman in this video, it's pretty much what guys experience on the day-to-day when it comes to online dating. If she thinks that this isn't true, she should set up a dating profile as an average dude, then report back to us.
That sounds suspiciously high to me, that the average woman can swipe through her feed and 1 in 10 men is remotely interesting. I have a standard for what I believe is a competently completed dating profile, okay? You have to have something written in the bio, any human words, okay? And a handle for your Snapchat doesn't count.
While she's not wrong about guys not having a bio and properly filled out profile, I promise you, it doesn't matter nearly as much as people would have you think. I remember putting a lot of effort into my profiles back in the day, and whether it was properly filled out or not, it didn't really affect my success rate. It's kind of like when girls used to say that a guy's first message should be some kind of Shakespearean masterpiece. But if she doesn't find you attractive, it really doesn't matter how much effort you put into your first message. It's gonna get ignored. And if you're lucky, she might respond by saying something like, "Oh, that was nice." So while there's no doubt that there are a few women out there who rely on a guy's profile when they're doing the whole online dating thing, it's not nearly enough to change what the average guy's experience is going to be like on these platforms.
And most of them require you have pictures. So in your pictures, at least one of them, literally just one of them, has to show me your whole face, looking vaguely in the direction of the camera with an expression that could generously be described as a real human smile. That's literally what I consider a complete profile. Do I see your smiling face, and have you written anything?
I mean, doing this won't hurt, but if you're an attractive guy to begin with, this isn't really gonna matter all that much. If a woman doesn't think you're attractive, it's not gonna matter whether you're smiling or not in your pictures. Do you guys remember Jeremy Meeks? This was the only picture the world had to go on when this story broke, and women were going crazy over him, and it didn't matter that he was a convicted felon. If he had a dating profile that listed his charges at the time, do you really think it would have mattered to a lot of women who came across it? The photo that went viral was a mugshot, and he was doing the complete opposite of smiling. And I'm sure if that was his dating profile picture, he would have got a shit ton of matches.
Depending on the app, that eliminates about half of them. I am not exaggerating. About half of the profiles I see, more or less on different apps, do not meet that standard. Knock off another 10, 15% for not meeting the standard that I have personally, that everything on your profile must fall under the broad umbrella of friendly. Everything has to be friendly. And friendly can mean a lot of things. Friendly can mean friendly flirty. It can be friendly, like kind of funny. It can be friendly, like very straight down the middle. Like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Just nothing that is hostile. Nothing that can be described as complaining or whining or threatening. We have eliminated the majority of the profiles before we have gotten to what do I find attractive.
While I don't doubt that what she's saying isn't true, when it comes to a lot of guys not putting in any effort at all in their profiles, there are also a bunch of dudes who are really out there trying their best, but they're not finding any type of success at all. Before a woman even gets to the part where she's reading the guy's profile, he's gonna have to pass the hot or not test first. And much like in every other aspect of our lives, the more attractive a man or woman is, the more they're able to get away with certain things. I mean, some people may even get a lighter prison sentence if their attraction level is high enough.
What am I looking for in a partner? After that, if I eliminate everybody who's not looking for the same type of relationship as I am, doesn't have the right location, things like there are certain like occupations or lifestyle factors that maybe you just know you don't want. I honestly think I am working with 10% or less of the total population of men on these apps, and we have not started talking about if I find them attractive.
Which is kind of the issue. I mean, most women don't find most men attractive. And while guys can change this if they're dealing with a woman in person, it's a very hard thing to do when all this is taking place online. Women filter guys hard, and they're usually looking for any reason to cross a guy out, which is why it's so hard for your average dude to find success when it comes to online dating. Regardless of her reason for not wanting to give a guy a chance, she herself just admitted that only 10% of the men she comes across are even worth her time.
If I think they're funny in their bio, literally anything subjective. Obviously, I'm not all women. People are different, okay? And I'm not trying to give anybody advice on what to do in dating. Oh my God, I'm not. But if you're feeling discouraged, I'd love to offer you hope that as a man, if you have filled out your profile, you have a picture of your smiling face, and you have been in some way friendly in your bio, you are in the top half of men.
Again, I have to disagree. While her advice sounds good on paper, I really doubt many guys will improve their chances of success if they followed through with any of it. I think if men want to have better luck online, they need to step their game up in the real world and hope that whatever it is they're doing can shine through in the online dating world.
I don't know if this is just me, but I rarely ever see attractive men out anywhere. Not that I even go out that much at night, but when I do, I never see any. Or even just day to day, out and about, I never see anyone attractive. And I'm in New York City, but I see pretty girls everywhere. Beautiful girls everywhere, every day. I'll see pretty girls. Is it just me? I don't understand.
See? And this woman must see loads of men on a daily basis. And the fact that she rarely finds any of them attractive just proves the point I made on the video before this. If average guys are invisible to women like this in the real world, what do you think things are like in the digital space? New York is a big place and packed with people, so if she's struggling to find men who are attractive there, how high are her standards, and what is it she's looking for in a man? Of course, not all women are like this, but it just seems to be a growing trend that less and less men are worthy enough to approach a woman. Then everyone wonders where the good guys are.
No amount of money could ever make me hang around with an ugly dude. So many girls will hang around with a dude just because he has money, when in reality, money isn't even that hard to make. Come on. I could never be one of those girls. I'd rather just make the money myself.
When people say things like money isn't hard to make, it shows to me that they don't live in the real world and have probably enjoyed a life of privilege. Making good money isn't the easiest thing to do, and only a small percentage of people in the world can generate 6 figures or more a year. I'd love to know how she'd go about making the big bucks it seems like she's talking about, and if it's gonna be along the lines of doing something like OnlyFans. I'm not even gonna count that. In any case, while she may not date an unattractive rich or wealthy guy, a lot of women would, because things like status, power, and resources are very attractive to women. I wonder what she'd actually do if a guy who was making $20 million a year landed in her DMs. Do you really think she'd ignore it?
It's always, oh, it'll happen when the time is right. It'll happen when you're least expecting it. I'm tired of being rejected. And this is in every facet, like not even romantic relationships, which, by the way, what the fuck? Why am I the only one left out? I feel so rejected in every corner of my life right now. Fucking new moon, full moon bullshit. I don't know what's happening. What the actual fuck? Like, don't tell me any of that shit. Like, it's gonna happen when you least expect it. It's gonna happen as it's meant to be. Okay.
It seems like reality finally hit her in the face, and she's just figured out that life isn't a rom-com or a Disney movie. To be fair to her, a lot of us grow up thinking like this, but by the time we've edged out of our teens, most of us hopefully get to see what the world's really like. There's no guiding force in the universe, or superior being watching over you, making sure your dreams come true. It's just you, your decisions, and the consequences that come along with that. This woman sounds really distressed about where she's at in life right now, but if she really wants things to change, the only person she can rely on to do that is herself. I don't know how old she is, but maybe she's at that point in her life where she's started to notice that the people in her life are starting families or getting married, and they don't really have time to spend with her like that. Anyway, she was so animated in this video that I just had to know what the people in the comments had to say about it.
Welcome to a man's world. We feel this way our entire life.
I never feel bad because I know that even the average-looking girl has friend-zoned a great guy at some point or left a good guy on red.
I've never felt so seen by a video. Everyone else has a relationship, big girl job, apartment, friends, etc. Not me. Constant rejection.
It's unfortunate that we're kind of slaves to our biology sometimes. If this last woman is constantly being rejected, it's probably because she's shooting for guys who are out of her league and only see her as a good time. I'm not gonna say that she'll 100% find love if she lowered her standards, but maybe she'd have a better chance of landing something long-term.
Okay. I know y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but this gotta be said. Like, y'all know I be saying that stuff that don't nobody want to say. Like, but a lot of y'all, the problem with dating is a lot of y'all don't realize that your type don't like you. Like, it's not settling if your type don't like you. Like, I live out here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to be sitting over here talking about it's settling for me to talk to a regular dude that work at the post office. It's settling for me to talk to a fighter. It's settling for me to talk to a dude that work a regular job. It's settling because it's plenty of rich dudes out here that got a richer Millie, that got a Bentley. And it's like, if ain't none of them dudes really trying to talk to me, or if ain't none of them dudes really checking for me, then it's not settling to date somebody that's actually trying to deal with me. Like, a lot of y'all, like, you be aiming too high. Like, when it comes to dating, you gotta stay in your lane. Like, you cannot consider people to be options if they not even showing you, like, no type of mutual interest, man. Like, look at a person following list. Listen to the type of person that they describe. If that's not true, then you need to stop trying to shoot your shot. Like, they not gonna lower their expectations for you.
She's speaking the absolute truth. There are too many people out there waiting for someone who's way out of their league to come into their life and switch shit up. But a lot of the times, these people have no interest in doing anything like that. When you have women coming on all these podcasts talking about how much they want to bag themselves a high-value guy, they never consider whether the man in question is looking for someone like them. If you want to increase your chances of finding someone you can spend your life with, staying in your lane is the best thing you can do for yourself. Of course, if you want to go through your life with your head in the clouds, you're welcome to do so, but we don't want to hear any complaints when you find yourself standing in the middle of an empty room with no one to look out for you. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.